Dan, I got no problem with you working like the promotional angle, okay? Quite honestly, that's something I don't want to deal with, not with fucking tax day coming up. But what is Live Wrestling about?
What are you talking about?
The fucking hand-painted...
It takes up 3 windows, dude.
Yeah.
It's live wrestling.
Oh, live.
And don't worry about it, okay?
Yeah, so what is that about?
It's nothing.
Well, I've been crushing these cores together trying to live wrestling.
Yeah.
Stone Cold style, dude.
You're going to replace those bathroom beers.
No, I was doing what the sign said.
Hold on. Now, around back. No, not till 10 p.m.
What is he doing?
You got me, dude.
I don't
That's
care
an actual iPhone he's got.
how long it's going to take. Just 10 p.m., I'll meet you back there. Don't worry.
I'm pretty sure
The store will be empty, okay?
I'm pretty sure he painted a bar so black, to be honest with you.
Yes, I need 3 camels. 3. There better be 3.
What the fuck is he doing?
Joseph, I mean it. All right, I got to go.
Joseph.
His
That's serious.
Hands smell like Dove.
All right, anyway, guys, what are you talking about? What were you
Dude, are you fucking hosting live wrestling in the alley?
No, not. Why would I do that? Why would I do that after last week I was obsessed with WrestleMania? No, I wouldn't do that.
Listen.
No.
A lot of your so-called friends would be really concerned about if this is safe or not, and I'm here to say, I just want my cut. I just want my cut of the money.
Exactly. Why would you think we wouldn't be in on this, bro?
I don't care what you do.
Thomas.
Okay, that's definitely a fucking Irish Spring bar. Look at the fucking curve of that.
Yeah.
They have to be real.
It's bigger on the back than it is in the front.
No, they're fresh water, not salt water. Fresh water, Thomas. All right, I got to go.
Okay, he's asked for camels, and now...
Hey.
What are you... Is this animal wrestling?
Oh.
Have we stocked the candy today? Have you guys stocked that? Because it needs to be done.
This guy's really fucking into the store all of a sudden, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are you moving concessions during your fucking...
There's nothing going on. What are you
We just want a cut.
talking about?
We just want the money.
I'll cut you right now with a knife.
I'll cut you, dude. Pay
Cut
up.
me.
Okay,
Pay up.
Kron, this explains why Dan dyed his hair and has that creepy little pencil mustache now, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's doing that Vince McMahon look.
Yeah. He's got a...
Did Vince get it from Dan? Are you the fucking...
running in the same circle,
Are
dude.
you the trendsetter?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Dude, you got...
This is my mustache I have all the time.
Bro, what's your interest music, dude? Like...
You got chest hair implants.
Money Bonstones or what are you doing?
Bondstones.
Did I say Bonstones? Bonstones.
It's Electric
They're a
Eye.
wedding. They're a wedding band.
Electric Eye by Judas Priest.
Oh fuck yeah!
Yeah. You got me. Yes, tonight is the big main event, guys. And I'm going to need you guys there to sell popcorn.
Who's fighting?
You'll see when you get there.
Okay. Usually the headliners are announced, Dan. I mean,
Yeah,
Okay.
that's kind of what draws people
trying
in.
to drum up business, dude.
I'll give you one. I'll give you a little taste. Latex Boy versus Bat Boys tonight.
Boy on boy.
Boy on boy action.
Boy wrestling.
I think if you threw boy on boy on that sign, you might.
No, we're not putting that
All
on
right.
the sign.
I want to do a caveat. I still want my cut, but I don't want my name anywhere near this thing.
Listen, you're not getting a cut unless you fight, dude.
It's
I
our
got a
store.
whole
It's our
list
store.
of contenders.
You're
It's
using our
scripted
store.
anyway, though, right, Dan?
I write most of it, yes.
That still doesn't explain the freshwater, saltwater camel thing. What is this?
Oh. Men just don't wrestle men. Men wrestle women animals, whatever they like.
Now, are these, when you say men, do you mean boys again?
Yeah.
Everybody is at the legal age of 18.
Do you have to work your way up? Like, do you start wrestling with animals, and then you wrestle boys, and then you go boys to men?
Maybe I should change my entrance music to that. No, anywhere you want to be, man. It's like the early days of Pride, UFC, baby. Fight whatever you want. Kron, you can fight a fucking Coke machine if you'd like. I would bet on the Coke machine.
Yeah.
Oh, what's my cut?
I'll give you $75.
I don't fight for free. I'll do it for 75.
I'll fight the
Now-
Coke machine.
You can't get high first. You got to get high after.
That's my gimmick, dude.
I'm gonna rock the shit out of that thing. 3 or 4 tips. Pfft.
So spray paint
him.
mouth. That's your name.
No, I'm like a painter by day, wrestler by night.
The Rattler.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. You're cool with shaving your legs and wearing the Speedos tonight, then?
You can see me from waist down. I think I'm already there, dude.
Put her there. Shake my hand. You're
All right.
in.
My hands are up here. Okay.
Well-
Well, you shook the front of the Speedo. That's good enough.
Okay. Well, if we're going to start getting some wrestling freaks in here, I can only think of one movie that maybe we can throw on and get a little pre-entertainment. How about Alligator this week on 5 Day Rentals? Hello, you're listening to 5 Day Rentals, the video store podcast. Each week, one of us takes a turn at picking a flick that we think meets a fun, non-genre specific category. My name is Bones, and I'm kicking off a new one, baby. Fresh category. I'm stoked for this one. We're going to get some trash, because we're talking Cuties. That's right. Some of your favorite Quentin Tarantino actors, but before they worked with the man himself. Joined as always by Laundry Dan and Kron Howard. How are you, dudes?
Howdy.
Hey,
That's it?
I'm glad we're getting possibly some trash this round instead of the normal highbrow stuff we cover.
Has
it's
anybody
been too
ever
high.
finished a bag of Cuties?
What are like the little oranges?
Yeah.
My wife has for sure.
Yeah, I think between my wife and I, we've finished a whole bag of Cuties before.
Yeah, I'm chucking like 10 into the woods every time.
Feeding those witches?
Yeah, the squirrels and the witches back here.
Yep. Hey,
Hey,
Why do you
let's
keep
not
buying them?
let's not be doing any old bits, okay? Because we got fresh listeners, I bet. Alligator
Welcome.
brings out the freaks. This movie's hot right now.
is it? Didn't they just release it?
They re-released it a few years ago, right?
Bones usually
Restoration
tells
of it.
us like film Twitter is going crazy for it or something.
Who knows? Who knows what the fuck film Twitter's on about right now? What did I see today? It's James Bond drama.
How about the young?
The casting director
old.
basically said,
Yeah.
like, young
Oh,
people
'cause-
don't have gravitas.
Oh, because they cast that boy to play Bond.
Well, and they cast a boy to play Blofeld, so it's boy on boy.
Mhm.
It's so hot right now. Dan, I actually couldn't tell you if I've ever had an entire cutie. It's usually we're on a road trip and my wife pulls them out and she's like, do you want one? And maybe I'll have a slice, or she leaves it out. I have to shoo the cat away and then just decide, let me just fucking finish this thing. I don't know if I myself have ever peeled a cutie. It's just feels
I
too small.
hate-
I'm a big man.
Yeah, and when you shoo the cat away, you're just eating like the little the white part between the outside and the inside that everybody peels off.
I hate
The-
peeling oranges or
the inner liner.
Can't stand it. Sticky. Your hands smell like oranges the whole day.
Smell great.
Nah.
I was reminded of a movie that we covered recently, not long enough ago, if you ask me. And I thought, okay, there's some wordplay there, and we need to just get this out of the way, given the name of this category. So, Dan, feel free to jump in with me. Kron, I know you won't. Hootie tootie cutie cutie. Hootie tootie cutie cutie. Hootie tootie cutie cutie. Hootie tootie cutie
disco cutie.
Hootie tootie cutie cutie. Hootie tootie cutie cutie.
You bullshit artist.
And I will say that in that Discord, everybody was agreeing that that was a great movie.
What?
Thank you.
You can't just make stuff up.
Yeah, it's
For
there.
our Discord?
Look it up.
I was in a Discord once,
Yeah.
and people liked it.
Which one are you talking about?
Not our Discord.
Oh, okay.
All right, enough bullshit. Enough bullshit. This is a new category, guys.
I'm
I
a
hope you're
member
ready.
of other Discords, by the way.
Name
Guys.
I'm a one Discord man.
Discord 2.
one. Yep.
Shit,
It checks out.
it was right there.
Fuck.
He got it.
Check.
That's right. Another actor-based category coming from me. Quentin Tarantino, one of my favorite directors. And the thing I like about him is that he, the man is a walking movie library, right? And these people stick out to him. They stick in his head. And he pulls people from, film history, from obscurity. In some cases, he's revitalized careers. In Christoph Waltz's case, he sort of launches a global career for the guy. So,
For a little bit.
that's not to say that he's always right. Sometimes Quentin Tarantino really likes somebody, and I don't think they're that good. I'm not going to name names right now. I'm not that drunk.
Kron. Michael Madsen.
Eli Roth as an actor.
Oh, that's a good one, too.
Damn, you got both of them.
Who's the girl that played Kill Bill?
Uma?
Nobody
Uma Thurman.
played Kill Bill.
I knew what he was talking about.
I did. I know too, but
Beatrix Kiddo?
that's like saying, who played Die Hard?
Bruce Willis.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you get it. You don't think Uma's good?
Yeah, it's just fine.
Hell yeah. Fine as hell.
Not really. I don't.
Her daughter's in the new Wes Anderson. Pretty stoked about that.
Yeah, I seen that trailer.
Don't look so fucking excited.
It looked like a Wes Anderson trailer.
Yeah.
It did, yeah. Every single one of them. Did.
Man knows what he likes. I appreciate it.
I think like every, I don't know, I was doing, like, I think it's like every fourth one I like. So let's see. Grand Budapest
you got one
Hotel
more to
I
go.
liked. I do? Okay.
Yeah.
Isles of Dogs. That was all right. What was the new one?
French Dispatch.
French Dispatch. It was all right.
Looked
then this
really
one,
good.
okay.
French Dispatch? Yeah, I think it was one of the best looking movies. Like, whoever he had
Shoot it.
DP wise did a fucking bang up job.
Yeah. Yeah, that City Awakening sequence is incredible. Okay. Alligator, 1980. Robert Forster is the reason for this pick. Remind me and the listener, have you guys seen Alligator before?
No, first time watch for me.
Me as well.
And Dan, cat out of the bag, you loved it so much you sought out the sequel. You did the
That's-
extra work.
I did the extra work, but loved it. We'll see. We'll see.
Is Forrester back?
No,
Bummer. What about Gazzo?
none of them.
Shit.
Bigger budget. Helicopter.
Decent pilot.
Yeah, pretty good pilot, actually.
Pilot is a gator.
Damn.
It's the alligator the whole time. Spoiler
Does he do a
alert.
tailspin?
Both.
You guys ready to get into this bad boy?
Yeah. I mean, let's do it.
Let's start.
That's what we're here
Same
for.
way this movie fucking starts.
With a
Alligator.
gator
1980.
attack.
Oh, yeah. We open up. We got the creepy devil eye of a gator, you know? I'm so fucking envious of these evil creatures, gators, household cats, that have these amazing physical abilities that are just wasted on terror. Right?
I mean, would you rather have an
Specifically-
alligator or a cat?
Cat any day.
Yeah. I guess.
That's true.
It makes my wife happy. I don't, that's its purpose, I guess. But Gator's got that cool double eyelid thing, right? Shoots across. That's kind of cool. But we open on that simple title card of Alligator, and we're at a fucking gator wrestling, dude, and this dude in fucking Adidas and fucking Levi's just starts approaching this gator and quickly trips and is quickly just ripped to shreds by this fucking gator who, despite having 4 or 5, I guess, gator wranglers on top of him, still manages to do the famous death roll. The crowd is onlooking, screaming.
Why? You're at gator wrestling.
Yeah.
At some point, the gator's going to win.
Yeah.
You got to be prepared.
Even says, "We promised you gator wrestling, folks, and well, sometimes the gators win." In this crowd, we focus on.
I'm betting on the alligator every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Hands down.
it's not like a real, it's not 1v1 here. It's just kind of the guy goes out, slaps the gator on the nose.
Yeah, fuck that.
It's not a real fight, is what I'm
Fuck
saying.
that.
I mean,
Fuck that guy. He's picking a fight.
but if the gator goes into fight mode, you should be thrilled as an audience.
I would charge everybody extra if I ran this place. Like, you got to see an attack. Like, that's double.
Yeah. So do you give people like half their money back if there isn't any blood?
No, I'm just a man trying to get his American dream. What are you talking
you should
about?
get the money up front, Dan, is what I'm saying. You
And
should
I'm not
say
gonna-
$20, you get $10 back if there's no blood.
No. I'm going to write this off on my taxes because I didn't make.
You do the Menards thing and you tell them they got to send in fucking
Your
a little
voucher.
sheet and a copy of the fucking receipt to get your 11% back.
I get that on paint at like Lowe's. They're like, here's your.
Rebate?
Yeah, but you got to send it in. I'm like, who the fuck does that?
Yeah.
And my dad's like, I do.
Well, your dad's retired. He has the time now.
Bought your first car with paint rebates.
Yeah, you also repainted it horribly, Dad.
But for real, like,
Well, he used interior.
Nobody else had a Sunfire and eggshell, Dad. All right, inside this crowd, we focus specifically on this family. And this little girl that is just a reptile expert, apparently. She's going on during the whole incident. She's like, they got to flip him over so it falls to sleep. The mom thinks it's fake blood. The dad wants to shoot it.
this is a real Missouri family here.
Yeah.
Bring his gun from home? I mean,
Well, this guy's pro-animal death, we soon find out.
We don't know where this is taking place, though. They're on vacation, right?
they got to be in like the panhandle part of Florida or so, like
Yeah.
the top bit.
I think they're on vacation. I think that's what's implied when they go back home. So, but before they leave, at the souvenir shop, the little girl is for some reason allowed to buy a baby gator. Dad wants to know, what the fuck are you going to do when it grows up? And she says, I'll give it to a zoo.
It is kind of weird that she just watched a gator like rip a man apart, and she's like, "We should get one."
I gotta get me one of those.
She's going after her parents' money.
Little girl says, I'll call him Ramon. And like dad, fucking shit. Like Dan pointed out, we see them head back home to Missouri. Little girl drops the baby gator in a little cheap aquarium. You'll love living here, Ramon, but it's time for bed. Later, we see the dad losing his shit. He's screaming for Marissa. That's the girl's name. He's had enough of the baby gator shitting behind the hamper. He's getting rid of it. The mom's like, what are we going to tell her? And the dad yells, we'll tell her we found it dead like we did the hamsters. So.
How big is a gator shit? The thing is like 3 inches long.
Yeah, but if he's shitting there regularly, maybe it builds up.
Yes.
Yours is scheduled to come in tomorrow, Kron. You got to sign for it, though.
That's true.
I'm not taking a gator.
We did go in on a little baby gator for you.
Dude.
A little prep work for you, buddy.
We figured we did our research, dude. You get more rain in your city than the others. So
it could be like a store mascot. We'll just keep it in the bathroom or something.
Yeah. I don't know. What's harder to get in Tennessee, Kron, a gun or a gator?
Oh, a gator's gotta be. They're handing out guns, dude.
And that's why we don't have a gator problem. All right, so this dad decides to just fucking flush this poor baby gator down the toilet. We get this cool spin of the camera as we transition into the baby gator's trip into the sewer system. Down the pipes, splash into some more pipes, and then this poor guy just plops right into the underground. 12 years later, Robert Forster. He's picking out a new dog. Immediately, the shop owner starts pointing out Forrester's male pattern baldness. Forrester says that he's replacing his dog that was stolen. Shop owner asks if he called the cops. I am the cops.
It's like the first time of many, too, that his hairline gets pointed out. I mean,
yes, I think 3 times in the movie it's addressed. So
if you had that hairline and you were an actor, you'd be like, what the fuck? I guess Forrester's just so cool that he's like,
Forrester
put it in twice. Put it in 3 times.
He wanted it in, and the director thought it was funny.
Okay.
I also read, though, he was fresh off of a hair transplant. But I don't know how true that is.
I mean, if you see later pictures of him, you can see where
it's going away.
Patch still is, you know? It gives him character, though, because he's a good-looking dude. It's not like it... I don't know.
He's not completely bald in Jackie Brown, is he?
Mm-mm.
He mentions his receding hair in Jackie Brown as well.
Yeah.
I guess it's okay if it just, you start receding, but then it's very slow for 33 years or something.
Yeah, he's just dealing with it head on.
But yeah, I read a few things that said, a few people said he was fresh off of a hair transplant. And I was like, I don't know if I believe that.
All right, his pager goes off. Duty calls. We're at a water treatment facility. We see some crews skimming the water. Forster's talking to a coroner. They're looking at the chewed off arm separated from a body of a working man based on the calluses on the hands. Coroner also tells him that they found Lassa Opso, a dog floating in the same sludge tank.
That was our dog, Ginger. She was one of those.
Oh, okay. Some uniform comes in, yells for Forrester. Turns out that the possible owner of the dog that they found is there. Coroner tells Forrester a story about once finding a big toe. And that was all they found. And eventually they figured out who it belonged to, had a fucking funeral and everything, and Forrester cracks a great joke about must have been a small casket.
I like his cop attitude here. It's very all right. This is what's going on, and this is what we're doing. So
you buy it. You buy, like, he doesn't take anything too seriously, but he cares about his job. You know?
If I started investigating anything and it looked remotely like the solution was going to be in the sewer, I would back away from that case so quick.
You can't.
I would.
You'll get fired.
No. Just get swept under the rug, dude.
Kron, have you ever been fired from a job?
No.
Have you ever quit a job?
Yeah.
Surely. Yeah.
I'm not at the same one I started at, so.
No. Let, give it 2 weeks. Just like, all right, I quit.
No. I've given 2 weeks at least every time.
I got fired once.
Yeah, me too.
And she legit said, I don't know why we're firing you, but that's what they told me to do. I was like, okay.
I got fired and have a pretty good fuck this, I'm leaving story, but I'll leave that for another day. All right, the chief and his eyebrows introduce Forrester to the potential dog owner. The chief is saying that when they found this dog, all the internal organs of the dog have been cut out, and its larynx cord has been cut. The owner of the dog says the dog looks exactly like hers, but this dog is just too big. She holds out like a little cute little dog sweater, and Forrester's like, this used to fit that dog? What the fuck's going on? We cut to the pet shop owner, and he's just out doing his weekly dog napping. Fucking finds a dog taking a piss, sniffing around a fire extinguisher, shoves him in the back of his van, takes off. Takes his haul to a local pharmaceutical facility called Slade Pharmaceuticals.
Big sodium, probably.
I like that this movie is so black and white. I don't remember what this is. Maybe not even 10 minutes in. And it's like, I bet the bad guys are the ones that are kidnapping and torturing dogs.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty easy to keep track of who's good and who's bad in Alligator.
This reminds me, so Brain Dead, Dead Heat, and I think there might have been another movie that we covered. They all feature a very particular building in California. I think we pointed it out in the Brain Dead episode that it was in Dead Heat. It's where the famous security guard looking at porn joke started, all that shit. I just recently watched Rising Sun with Sean Connery and Wesley Snipes, and they used that building again. It's like, this is fucking awesome. I'd love to... I got to figure out where this place is. Anyway.
It's probably a memorial now,
There could be.
Film history, you know?
Get Greg on it.
That might be a Brantley thing. He's our friendly film historian. All right, so the pet shop owner, he's talking to this scientist that's just slicing away on something. He tells the shop owner that he needs more puppies. He fucking rejects any fucking... I think he says, I've got cats or parrots. He's like, nah, fucking puppies. I need puppies.
Is this dude getting paid for this?
I would hope so.
He's just that evil. He loves his work.
How else is he affording these gator skin shoes that he's wearing?
I feel like this is going against his own business. Wouldn't you rather sell these puppies?
Not if you can sell them for more to the... And that guy's buying them in bulk, dude. I mean, you're moving 12 dogs at once.
You're double dipping because you kidnap a dog or you dog nap. That person's going to come to your store to get a new one. Right?
Well, that sounds like what he did to Forrester here. Because he was like, oh, I lost my first one, or somebody stole it.
Yeah.
It was a pet owner or the pet store owner.
For sure.
Yeah, he's smart. Never mind.
All right. Scientist tells shop owner, hey, we're fucking done with all those dead dogs over there. Dump them. So it goes without saying, this makes the dead dogs and hot dogs list, right? This is the most dead dogs yet.
Are we supposed to give out a warning to somebody because there's a dead dog?
Yeah, this is the much sadder end of the list.
Oh, I thought you said the mutt sadder.
Well, that too.
Mm-hmm. All right, so now we see, or before then, though, the pet shop owner, he warns, like, hey, man, a cop came into my store. I'm starting to get a little nervous. Maybe I should back off. And the scientist is just like, fucking, I need puppies, bro. We see Forrester. He goes and he starts questioning a city utility guy, looking for the possible owner of the arm. While he's doing this, we then cut back over and we see the pet shop owner heading with a shopping cart full of dead dogs into the city sewer system. Quick shot of a gator eye. All right. This pet shop owner, he drops, he's dropping the dogs off this ledge into this sort of standing pool that runs into a pipe. He drops one of them, but it doesn't go into the water. It just flops on this ledge. I mean, I would have just left it personally, but I guess he really needs it to get down the pipe. So he goes down this ladder, tries to kick it in the water. But when he does that, he realizes that the waterway is blocked by another shopping cart.
By a pile of dogs.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, was that the last time he just
What do you mean? They don't all go to heaven?
No. They go to the fucking LA River.
Chicago River.
Yeah. So while he's so it is Chicago, right?
Filmed in LA. Supposed to take place in Chicago. Every car in the movie has a Missouri plate. When they're doing a press conference, there's a Missouri flag in the background.
Okay.
So
the Chicago thing, I think, was I only came across that with some minimal research. I just assumed it was somewhere in Missouri, which made no sense to me because there's no palm trees, there's not neighborhoods full of pools, there's not that intricate of like sewer systems anywhere around here. So,
well, and St. Louis gets mentioned like 20 times.
Yeah, that's where he worked previously.
Yeah.
So it didn't make sense to me. We see that the girl, well, we'll get to that later. We don't want to fucking ruin that reveal.
I don't want to Diablo it.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, pet shop owner, he's trying to clear the shopping cart so the dead dog can float down the pipe. But
if you ever find yourself doing that, you fucked up in life.
Yes. That is,
yeah.
You fucked up several things.
If your day has you in the sewer moving a shopping cart so you can get a dead dog to wash down, just take a step back and think
that
about
you
it.
Kidnapped for pharmaceutical testing.
Just go to church.
Yeah, at that point, what do you got to lose? Try anything.
All right. This dude's fucking dead. Nice POV of our gator. He's done. There's a loose leg found at another water treatment facility in Madison. Our detective, Robert Forrester, he's there. He points out that this has got to be a different owner because this person rounds their toenails. Previous guy squared them off. I couldn't tell you what I do. So I don't know what mine qualifies at. I cut them.
I round, I guess.
I don't know. I guess mine are rounded. Yeah.
Kron?
I have a lot of white, though.
Octagon pitch.
Yeah, dude. File mine into a point.
Hell yeah. All right. The coroner mentions that this owner was wearing gator skin shoes, and forensics found a bunch of kitty litter inside of him.
The fuck was he eating?
Yeah. Madison makes his way to Slade Pharmaceuticals, and we see him interviewing that scientist. He's asking Slade if they've ever worked with the pet shop owner. The doctor lies and says that they get their dogs from other sources. He also states that it's not possible for a dog to double its size in such a short period of time. At the end of this questioning, Madison asks, why are all your dogs so quiet? The doctor explains, we cut their larynx when they get here. Makes things much more quiet.
What a piece of shit,
idea.
dude.
What a piece of
Good
shit.
idea, right?
They used to do that. I don't know if they still do that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like if just there were certain breeds or dogs that were just incessant barkers, you could go get them. I just don't think it's as common anymore. It's probably went the way of like declawing now, which we're not supposed to do. But what if the cat gets in a fight? Well, is violence ever the answer, lady? That's what I tell.
Yeah, teach your cats to be pacifists.
Yeah.
Use your back legs, you dumbass cat.
So says the woman with the coexist bumper sticker. All right, we see Big Daddy Slade, the owner of the pharmaceutical company. He's talking to the scientist. This guy's got a great fucking voice.
Oh, you're my number one boy.
You.
I know that's not this part, but
I'm a number one.
fucking crazy.
He's got a, don't worry about it. Don't talk to the reporters or nothing. He's got a old school Hollywood voice.
He seems like the kind of guy that would have like spittle leaking out of the side of his face all
100% Kron. 100%. But smells good for some reason. Mm-hmm. Like figured out his cologne spot on.
Smells like old, nice cologne, but it's just a wet mouth 24/7.
This is 1980, man. They're not afraid to cast old people still.
What a time.
Bring it back.
Most of the people in this movie look like they should be in this movie. I mean, they all look insane.
A lot of these dudes are doing like 2 packs a day.
There's no doubt in my mind that most of the actors in this movie probably played a guy going out with one of the Golden Girls for an episode. Right? Like 2 of them dated Dorothy for a while. Blanche fucked one of them. They played like a surgeon that she fucked.
Blanche fucked one of them. No, come on.
Good point.
At least 4.
Blanche fucked them all. All right, the scientist, he's worried about the cop that was asking around. Slade says, hey, I'll take care of it. It's those damn reporters that you got to look out for. We're at a press conference talking about these bodies. Madison tells the press that the victims are Edward Norton and Luke Gutchell.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I know.
Hold on.
Fucking Project Mayhem, dude.
He talked about Fight Club. Do you think that was a Project Mayhem? Putting an alligator in the sewer?
Hell yeah, dude.
100%.
Block up a sewer with a fucking cart.
Shopping cart full of dead
dogs.
Dead dog carcasses make the best fucking napalm.
We stopped up the sewer and destroyed a Starbucks on the way home.
All your credit will be destroyed. You are free now.
All right. This press conference basically results in Madison just giving off like a dozen no comments. But one really asshole reporter, his name is Kemp. He calls Madison out for a case involving his dead partner at a Hotel Baldwin back in St. Louis. This pisses Madison off. He takes off. We start seeing the headlines from the papers. Cops seek sewer psycho. Police investigate second slang. More remains found under city.
Detective Kent does have that classic Chicago tan about him, though.
Chicago. Detective Kent. Detective Madison?
Madison, yeah, that's it.
Okay. Because the reporter's also super tan.
Oh, maybe it is the reporter who I'm thinking of. Yeah, that's who I'm thinking of.
Yeah, and that's Kemp. All right, so Madison calls out across the bullpen. He's asking for help. He wants somebody to go into the sewers with him. Pretty much everybody has some bullshit excuse, all except one blonde hotshot. That's Jim Kelly, baby. They're at the supply sign out. One of the fellow cops hands over some gas masks.
The quarterback?
No.
Oh.
This guy's a rookie cop. But they have the same name.
Oh. That's why I got confused.
Probably a pretty common name.
I don't know.
Okay. So
There's probably only one Jim Kelly in New York.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a Christine York. I mean.
Okay. Moving on.
Check out End of Days, guys.
Hell yeah. It's a great movie. All right. So not only does he hand over some gas masks and warn about methane pockets, but he decides to give some advice on a fucking haircut to Madison. So some little tweaker comes in. He says that he killed a man in the sewer. I do dig this one, like, supply officer, like his tone here. He's playing it like super cool. And he's like, well, shit. Well, let me see if we can get somebody to help you then. He says something to Madison, and Madison's like, and he kind of mouths the name Reynolds. So the desk clerk, he's like, all right, yeah, let me see if I can get Detective Reynolds. But this guy's like, no, I didn't come here to confess. I came here to kill the rest of you. He opens his shirt and pulls out some sort of device that has a clock on it, digital readout that's counting down. He starts going on about the voices on the radio. Kelly is like ready to fucking ice this dude. He's like, Madison, this kid's fucking bluffing. And Madison's like, wait, hold on, Kelly. Like, don't do anything. Which is a good ruse because Madison does his own distraction. He starts walking away. And as he walks, that makes the tweaker sort of look 90 degrees. And that allows Kelly to come up behind him. Kelly gets him in like a chokehold, puts his revolver right up to the dude's neck. The desk clerk comes around, helps Madison try to figure out what it is. They're scrambling, trying to get this thing unhooked, try to figure out what kind of device it is. Turns out it's a fucking radio. This guy's just listening to the fucking radio. I don't know what sort of radio has that giant digital readout on it, but
it's like an elderly person's bedside clock. You can see the big numbers.
Oh, like a fucking jitterbug?
Mm-hmm.
We're in the sewer. Kelly and Madison, they're walking through with their flashlights. Kelly asks about St. Louis. He hints that he hears things, but the main thing he hears is, you know what? It might be unhealthy to work with you. Madison is, all right, he's kind of playing it coy, but Kelly mostly says, you know what? I don't really go for a lot of that locker room crap. The maps that they're using to navigate these sewers, they aren't incomplete. Some of these pipes are super old. Some of the maps are newer. So it's not super easy to get around. We see them hit a methane pocket. They put on their masks.
Is that a real thing?
Methane pockets?
Yeah.
Maybe? I wouldn't suggest smoking a cigarette in the sewer.
I wouldn't try it. I don't want to go down there.
Does this have more sewer action than Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
It might.
I think it does.
It might.
I guarantee you that if they had a turtle, though, dude, they wouldn't need these fucking maps.
That's true. Could they keep up with them, though? Because you know that turtle be skateboarding.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Slow down, D. All right. Madison tells Kelly, hey, don't light any matches. He's seen a methane explosion before. Blew up a whole fucking street. We got some gator eyes, dudes. Madison walks off. He starts to say something to Kelly, but he realizes that Kelly isn't following him. He freaks out for a second. He calls out to Kelly. He can't see him, so he drops down. Like, it's only like a 6-foot drop or whatever. The water's not super deep. He's in another section. He keeps looking. He's screaming for him. Madison then finds himself where that pet shop owner was killed. He sees that cart that was blocking off the flow and the pet shop owner's lantern. We see something approaching Madison from the rear, but it's just Kelly. It's just classic jump.
Just a couple bros playing grab ass in the sewer, dude.
It's just goofing, man.
No.
You think it's unhealthy to work with Madison. I think Kelly's the fucking wild card here, right?
Mm-hmm.
If we go into the sewer, guys, and you two disappear, I'm getting the fuck out of the sewer. Sorry. I'm not looking for you.
Are we in a Canadian sewer?
Sorry. Be the cleanest fucking sewers on the planet, dude.
No
all those
shopping
turds
carts.
nicely wrapped up and shit. Nicely organized.
I don't need no gas mask for this methane. I got free health care.
Mm-hmm. All right, they're trying to...
If you were in the sewer, wouldn't you just wear a mask in general? Like, it's gotta fucking stink so bad down there.
This is the 80s, dude. This is before COVID, man.
Yeah, but you wouldn't be like... give me
This
a
is pre-AIDS.
so I can wrap it around my face. It stinks so bad.
And it is an 80s 3M filter, though, so it probably only has like 4 good puffs, before it just fucking dissolves. They haven't quite figured that out yet. All right, they're trying to find their way out.
Light a cigarette, dude. It's 1980.
Yeah.
That'd be the hardest part for these guys is like, what do you mean I can't smoke in the sewer?
It's been 30 seconds since I had a cigarette.
What's wrong with you?
All right, they're trying to find their way out. They look at the map. A very cool shot of the gator chilling behind these guys in the background. I really dug this. Kelly walks right into this fucking gator, man. He is massive. But this gator is unaffected by Kelly's quick draw, which to his credit, the guy pulls out his fucking revolver and unloads. The two take off. They're running. They're having to crouch through these sewers. They finally find a manhole cover. They crawl up the ladder, but the fucking thing is stuck. What do you know? Kelly is bitten, and he's dragged out of Madison's grip.
Pretty sweet looking scene there.
Yeah, it's tense. We flash white. We're in the hospital. Madison wakes up, sweaty from the nightmare. And this nurse is a real bitch, man. You just popped out of a manhole on Campbell Street and started yelling alligator. Madison gets up. He starts getting dressed.
Come on, you couldn't give us the ass.
Yeah. The chief's eyebrows come in. About 30 seconds later, the chief comes in. He orders Madison to start taking it easy, all right?
I'm worried I'm going to get those long-ass eyebrows. That guy's got those... It's like a fucking head hair up there, dude. Like,
yeah.
I'm concerned with my ear hair. It's already to a point where I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah.
See, I don't feel like I have a lot of ear hair, but whenever you go to like a classic barber and they rip the thing up the side, I'm like, no, that's just going to make it grow back more. Like, I know that that's not true, but that's so ingrained. Like, oh, if you can't cut anything or it'll grow back further. I'm like, that's the problem. That's why all these old dudes have such thick ear hair. These barbers going wild.
I got it, man. Nose and ears. They just fucking grow, dude.
Who cares?
I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't have to look at my face that often.
You're
Besides
married.
this record, I mean...
Who gives a shit? Yeah, that's true. That's why I put myself on the bottom. I just look at you two. I don't... Got this big fucking pop filter covering half my face. All right, the chief wants Madison to see a psychiatrist. He's not quite believing this whole alligator story. That asshole reporter Kemp walks in, starts smoking a cigarette, and then starts annoying Madison about that Hotel Baldwin incident. He wants a comment on what happened in the sewers.
Women?
We see the chief and Madison. They're at a university lab. They're questioning some reptile expert about the gator. Now, this lady, she goes on and on about the implausibility that there is an alligator that size in a sewer. No way it could survive. He would starve. There's no sunlight. There's toxic gases. Madison bluntly says that he's the one that saw it. All right. The chief wants to know if there's something else that could be down there. And Madison's like, the scientist says no. Madison asks if he can borrow the book that he's reading. She says, go ahead and take it. We see them driving back. Chief tells Madison, I never said she was normal. I said she had the word on alligators. Okay. Madison's going on about how he wants to take a bunch of guys, go down there and flush that fucking gator out. You know, the Bane maneuver. So
every cop you got.
Mm-hmm.
Just the worst plan. Get all the police force stuck in the sewers.
The chief tosses David a paper with a headline.
And they live in Gotham. There are
yes,
world-class criminals every single block.
Oh, how cool it would have been if the Croc just took out all those fucking police officers and then Bane just took over the city.
Killer Croc?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not in that universe, though. Did you hear the rumor about one of the villains in Batman 2?
Nope.
I've seen the penguin thing.
You know I didn't.
Clayface.
Is it going to be a real...
I don't know what they'll do.
Guy?
I don't know how they'll do that.
I hope they do claymation.
Hell yeah.
That'd be so cool. Get fucking Tippett out there.
Make the hashtag we want Phil Tippett for Batman 2.
All right. Kemp's newest headline reads, Lightning strikes twice. City detective loses partner again. So Madison starts reading the story out loud. It's an explanation of when Madison's partner was killed in action back in St. Louis. So this story continues. We're listening to Madison read it, and then we cut to another police officer in the locker room finishing the rest of the story. It's a pretty cool cut. Madison comes in. He calls the guys out. He's like, hey, guys, like, what the fuck? They all sort of watch him as he opens up his locker where somebody has hung up a little rubber gator toy inside.
Got him.
Yeah.
Burn.
Did you guys notice behind that police officer that was reading the paper, behind him, there's one of those little typical workplace placards, and it's like some machinery made out to look like an alligator, and it says moving machinery is dangerous. It's a cool little production touch over this guy's shoulder. And there's another one too that I want to point out. You were going to say something, Kron?
I didn't catch that, but
okay.
These other cops are kind of dicks though. Like,
yeah.
Because they wait they don't even stop reading. They just wait until he's left. The guy goes right back to reading it.
Yeah, some of that seems unearned, I guess, because he lost a partner in another city. I could see it if they knew the guy. You know what I mean? Like if he had that loss of a partner and he worked at that precinct already.
Yeah, like
it seems a little weird to have that animosity towards him.
Like if he had worked with Murphy, who got gunned down in the fucking steel mill.
Yeah. Nobody gives Lewis shit.
That's true.
It's a cop thing, man.
Yeah, but I feel like, if you are a cop, it's like inherently dangerous.
Yeah, you know what you're signing up for.
It's not unlikely that, someone's going to die through the course of your career.
Unless you're Kron and you become a cop, and then you can say, I didn't swear to fucking protect the sewers.
Mm-mm.
All right, I work the streets.
Come Guys, they don't solve every case that they get. I mean...
And you know what? I'm tired of throwing my fucking dinner out my window every time we get a call.
Well, that's cop code, dude. You got to do that.
Yeah.
Fucking
You throw your hot dog out the window. You throw the cherry on top. All right, that's what you got to do.
Kron's the cop that arrests
I
the
don't
cop.
know why Siri just popped up.
Kron's the cop that arrests the cop for littering.
No, go away.
No, I want to do that. I would be like, all right, pick the one food item you want to keep because we have to chuck out $45 worth of food now. Mm-hmm. We just got a call coming in.
Is that why Gary Busey asked for 2 meatball subs in Point Blank? Because he knows he might have to toss one and the other one he can eat later?
2.
2, Utah.
Utah. Give me 2.
Yeah, I feel like if you were a cop and that is your code, you would just wolf down your food, though.
Yeah.
Quick question. Are we going to
Sure.
see Gary Busey in season 2?
We saw him in season 1.
Barely.
You can create a whole
Sorry.
Busey category, dude.
I'm just trying to fill you out. What's going on? Bones didn't say anything, so I know now.
I've not made any season 2 categories yet.
Yeah.
Yes, you have.
I-
You showed us the fucking...
Is this going to keep going?
Nah.
What, season 2?
This might be a Netflix situation, buddy. We may not be picked up for season 2.
I already have like 17 categories, so
Okay.
yeah.
There might be
going.
there might be some
Get the fucking work,
shifting
dudes.
of the cast. Maybe that's the answer here. Maybe Dan needs 2 other people.
Maybe we need just 2 more hosts.
Yeah.
If we get 30 hosts together, then we only have to do such a little amount of work at that point.
Yeah,
2
that's not even
movies a
2
season.
episodes a year.
Mm-hmm.
Each of us would have to host. All right, we see Kemp. He is questioning that bitch nurse, and she is totally disregarding HIPAA and just going and giving away all this information about what fucking Madison was screaming. She says, yeah, he was screaming about alligators in the sewers. Kemp's
Just take his whole medical file and leave already.
There it is, hanging on the wall right there.
I have 4 other patients to be bitches to. All right. We cut to Kemp, and he's, you know it, walking through the fucking sewers. He's taking pictures of stuff. He's pulling Nightcrawler and setting stuff up and trying to get, nice eerie shots. But it doesn't take long for him to be eaten like a little bitch. While he's getting chewed up, he's able to snap some photos of the accident, though. Kind of a cool sequence, like the POV of him being eaten alive. We see Madison's cool apartment. You guys like all those vinyls?
Hell yeah.
I knew you guys, I was like, those guys are going to drop to their knees and thumb through those fucking vinyls. No doubt.
It's looking.
I paused and just, 1 30-second forward. Mm-hmm. See if that angle wrapped around and I could read those sweet spines.
Computer, enhance. Computer, enhance.
All right. He's also got an awesome floor TV, that box TV. I'd love to get those for my future man cave. But I'd put a better TV on top of it.
Okay.
All right.
Just play VHS on the bottom and
Yeah.
PS5 on top.
All right. This is another cool production thing. So there's a poster behind Madison. I don't know if it's like an artist, like a musical artist or something, but it has the name Ramon on it. Oh. He's looking through, he's thumbing through that book that he got from the doctor. He closes it and he looks on the back. It says, Dr. Marissa Kendall? What?
What?
He gets a call. It's about Kemp. At the station, the chief hands over Kemp's camera, which was found in Tank 5 at the facility. He also tells...
Lady Doctor.
Yeah.
Oh.
Did her husband sign off on that? All right.
This is 1980.
The chief tells Madison, hey, the sanitation workers, they're refusing to go down into the sewer. So.
That's your fucking job. Do it.
All right. Then Chris Farley comes out of the dark room, and he's got some developed photos from Kemp's camera. Sure enough, going through these he looked like fucking Chris Farley from Dirty Work or some shit. Like the,
I can see that.
You know, the old, like, end of his life bloated. Should have got some help, Chris Farley.
A Saigon whore.
He did die in Chicago, so.
I think that was the first DVD I ever bought was Dirty Work.
Dirty Work?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Who would have thought of those three that Artie Lang would still be alive?
And he stabbed himself. He tried to kill himself.
I think he's probably given it a go a couple times. At least, I mean.
All right, they start looking through these photos. Sure enough, it's a giant fucking gator. What do you think now, Chief? Believe me?
No, I don't.
They're going to go to that herpetologist, the snake lady. They're going to show her the photos. Madison's got a cool little quip, like he'll make the front page. That's all he really ever cared about anyway. Headline, reporter takes pics of own killer. Madison's doing some crunches while watching TV, which you could do when your TV's like right there at floor level, right?
That's a great point. That's why we all got so flabby. We moved our TVs up too high.
Have you seen the subreddit TV Too High?
No.
Oh, it's fucking great, man. It's just like real estate photos or pictures of people. Like, I'm at my friend's house where people have their, and you don't think about it until you see one in person and you're like, oh, that is up above the mantle. That's too high. Like, it's not, there's a perfect level, right? I'm not saying I've achieved that, but it does exist.
The only place we could really get one in our living room was above the fireplace. It was like I know it's too high because it's not at that eye level.
Yeah.
But it's just like, well, it's kind of our one option, so.
Yeah, Sam's dream is to get to the point where we have a living room that does not have a TV, and then there is a like TV den, because she doesn't want the living room to be based around the TV.
What are you doing there, though?
That's fine. The living room?
Yeah.
It's for entertaining and reading. And living. Are you living when you watch TV?
Would she allow like a record player in there?
I think so.
Like, you know, some kind of music setup?
For sure. Yeah.
Nah, that would work.
And when we moved into this house, like, it's just a 2-bedroom, we thought about that because we're like, realistically, do we need a guest bedroom? And we thought about just doing this as the TV room and office. Because when we were reading about like what did people do in 1904 for entertainment, she was trying to get like a vibe because that was the year our house was built. And she read a lot about like gaming rooms. People had like, actual chess tables or game tables and things. So she wanted to do like a seating area and then a side next to that was like a gaming, and with that would have been like a stereo or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say for the first few months we talked about that. But I think ultimately when you just realize like, oh, I want to like watch a movie at like a decent volume. I don't want you to be like 5 feet away trying to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
So Dan's got that great setup, man.
I used to start every single day when I lived alone. I'd put a record on real loud as soon as I woke up and Can't do that now, man.
Yeah.
I think my wife wants to listen to fucking Yob at 7:30 a.m. Is that not gonna happen?
She does. Deal with it.
All right, so he's watching TV. He's flipping through the channels. He's got multiple TV news stations reporting on the story. We also get a quick shot of the mayor. He's going on that no expense will be spared. Finally, he stops the channel surfing. He sees a reporter that's interviewing the Midwest's foremost authority on reptiles and amphibians. Of course, it's Dr. Kendall. This time, she admits it's definitely an alligator, but she still refutes that it's as large as Madison claims. And guys, we take a pee break. All right, welcome back. When we left off, we got photographic proof that there's a giant motherfucking alligator in the city sewer system. In Madison, he's getting his way, all right? The Bane maneuver is in full effect, boys. We got SWAT vans, RPGs, barbed wire, lights are getting set up. These cops are going in, all right?
I do got a little bit of a ding against the movie. I really wanted someone to shoot that RPG in the sewer. I mean, don't show it to me if you're not going to fire it off.
I thought you were going to say you were upset that you didn't get like the hut, 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 hut from all the SWAT dudes. Because that's always a bummer when you don't get that.
Mm-hmm.
Kron Howard, I will say this. It sounds like you need to watch Alligator 2.
Oh.
And I will tell you this. They do call in southern alligator hunters in Alligator 2. They do be talking about some gumbo.
Well, until we cover Alligator 2, he'll stay well in the wings.
All right, so the plan is to push the alligator out to one designated outflow. All right, Madison pulls up this map. We see the main layout of the sewer system. These SWAT teams are dropped in at specific points, and they are all just going to work together, and then as one final crew, push to one designated exit. Dr. Kendall shows up. She's there at the request of the chief. Now, she does apologize to Madison. She says, sorry, I didn't believe you. Madison kind of blows her off a little bit. And I think this is mostly because the operation's about to commence, okay? So the SWAT guys, they start. They're making all sorts of racket. They've got, what else makes better noise than fucking kitchen pots and trash can lids? They just start banging away. They start working through.
Trash can.
Drumming on a street light.
Yep.
The beats, man, right?
Yeah, baby. Doug Funny.
Roger Klotz. Patty Mayonnaise.
Skeeter,
man. All right, it's starting to get late. Kendall brings Madison.
I don't know how you guys remember fucking Doug.
Because I watch Doug every fucking day.
Quail Man.
Yeah. That was me, man. That was me on the screen. All right, Kendall brings Madison over some coffee. She admits, hey, I had an alligator when I was a kid once, but my dad found it dead. His name was Ramon.
He went upstate to a great little farm.
Yeah. What the hell? Did you guys figure this out before?
Yeah, I mean, kind of. It's like
I had a suspicion.
It's the whole kind of Scooby-Doo logic where it's like, oh, it's got to be the one other alligator we've seen.
Yeah. It's totally unnecessary, but yeah, that's what it is. Dr. Marissa Kendall is our little girl from 12 years before who brought a baby gator up from Florida, let it continually shit behind the hamper. This alligator was
Flushed
down
in
the toilet.
Missouri. Ended up in Chicago. I guess.
Yeah, but if all of the fucking license plates say Missouri, I don't know. In my head, this is Missouri. It's not an accurate Missouri, but it's Missouri.
You think a gator shit is like a log? I mean,
well, no, we see gator shit later.
Is that
that's
real?
right.
Is that real gator shit?
I mean, Dan, don't fuck up your Google, dude.
You'll get ads on free
gator dung. Yeah, I think my suicide prevention joke just sort of stopped that whole.
I thought it was a good joke, but it's like, what else do you write besides grim? Or
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Guys, if you haven't hit up our Discord already, it's pretty grim. All right. The SWAT teams, they've reached the outflow. And what do you know? Nothing comes out. What a huge cock tease. Everyone has a laugh, and the Chief and Madison take off.
The police guys come out.
Okay. Accurate.
While filming that, the public did think that there was some terrorist action going on. So.
Because of the trash can lids banging together. Oh, what a simpler time. I bet it's a terrorist group.
Or
I mean, it's a good plan.
SWAT guys running around with RPGs.
I mean, that's nothing we don't see these days.
Now, the Bane maneuver is fucking stupid in Dark Knight Rises. This, I don't think, is that bad. This is a smart move, right?
Yeah, well, Bane wasn't trying to get an alligator out of the sewer.
You were born in the dark.
All right.
Bane?
Oh, was it I?
I was flushed down here as a boy.
I crawled my way out of the sewer.
Has anybody watched The Dark Knight Rises since
Yeah,
it
I watched
came
it.
out?
Yeah, I watched it not too long ago.
I've never watched it since.
I've probably watched like 20 minutes here and there on,
Yeah.
HBO or something, but no. I've not watched it in full, I don't think.
Yeah, I've definitely watched it a few times in the past year because when we did Batman Forever, I jumped around and watched a bunch of Batman movies. And then after going on Nerds Geeks to talk about the Batman, I watched a few more after that. And I think I watched Dark Knight Rises and
You should just watch the first two of that series. And
there's some kick-ass stuff in it that I like. So I can kind of pick it apart. Batman Forever is better. I mean, it's just objectively better. It's more cohesive. That's it. Right. All right. The Chief and Madison, they're driving through the street. They run into some street toughs blocking the street. They're playing a little quick game of street baseball.
Stickball.
Stickball, yeah. All right. As they, I think the Chief has to like literally put the cherry up on top to get the kid out of the way. He gives a little shit look, finally moves. Now, as Chief and Madison drive off, we stick with these kids playing stickball. The ground starts to quake. Sidewalk collapses. Ramon is loose. Man, does this look great. This model, I mean, at times I thought it was a real alligator. I'm thinking it was probably just a little animatronic, and they shot it just right. But the model work in this is just, it's just great. One thing this movie gets right is like, it is 1980, but it is such a great bridge between 70s and 80s. I feel like all these 70s actors, the technology and stuff is stepping up a little bit. It's in a good sweet spot. That's the one on the TV, the kid says. All these kids finally run away.
As opposed to all the lame-ass gators they see on the street that aren't TV famous.
What was the animated show with the alligator? Did they just make a movie? No.
Lyle the crocodile or something?
Nah, that was the book. There used to be a TV show where, like an animated one where with an alligator, he had like a fucking tie on and shit.
I don't know. Was that like a PBS Smart Kid
No.
cartoon? Like Arthur?
John Gator, CPA.
It sounds like a fucking Cartoon Network, Adult Swim cartoon.
You're not diversifying enough. All right, these kids run away. But as they're running away, there's another cop speeding down the road. He's got to swerve to miss hitting these kids. He smashes into a parked car. His car flips over, blows up. He kind of wakes up from his daze. He can't open his door. He's got to climb out of his car. But he climbs out of his car and basically right into Ramon's mouth. And we see Ramon just... Wally Gator?
Mm-hmm.
Like Walligator?
Wally Gator.
Yeah, but saying like...
Wall-E Gator?
Wall-E Gator or Walligator?
Walligator. Wally Gator.
Jesus Christ. No wonder we have the fucking rating we do. All right.
It's a great rating.
All right. So yeah, we see Ramon just chew this cop's leg off. Now, that main little shitty kid that we see, we get a totally unnecessary but awesome just little fucking tributary of his life.
I love this scene.
This is incredible. He runs up into his apartment where his drunk mother is on the phone with Connie. All right? I'm sorry, Connie. The kids are outside playing Alligator and Joey's driving me batty. Kid's trying to get his mom's attention. She blows him off. All right. He decides, fuck this. He grabs a kitchen knife and then runs back into the street. Mom freaks out, starts yelling at Connie like, he's got my bread knife.
It's such kid logic of like, what is the biggest knife that we have? You grab it. It doesn't matter that it's dull as shit and serrated. It's just like, nope, that's the biggest one, dude.
Yeah.
He keeps some distance.
Yeah. What a completely irrelevant scene, but I love it. All right. He makes his way back onto the street, and we see Ramon make his way into a city park pond. Ooh. All right. We're at the scene. Dr. Kendall's walking around. We see the cop's body getting lifted up. We got EMS, lights everywhere. Kendall's sort of walking through. She finds the chief and Madison. He's got a map. He's trying to plot some stuff out. She tells them Ramon will definitely head for water. Well, that's great. We got rivers, we got canals, and we got that lake over there. We see the mayor show up, and he is immediately up the chief's ass. Okay? Dr. Kendall and Madison, they start questioning Joey. That's the little kid from earlier. And Joey tells them that the gator was at least as big as an El Dorado. And then you got to add the tail. Next day, we see Kendall getting an imprint of Ramon's footprint at the lakeside.
It's big.
It's big. It's fucking huge. The mayor reveals that he has flown in Colonel Brock, a famous big game hunter. Madison refuses to play ball with this guy, and he takes off. And Brock is immediately a dick to Dr. Kendall. Now you can go back to your books. Madison is, as he's leaving, he is fucking bombarded by a bunch of pieces of shit that are trying to sell merch and make some quick cash off this fucking gator incident.
Capitalism, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Get in there.
There's guys with sandwich boards with little rubber gators on them. One guy's like, wiggle, wiggle, watch him jiggle. Dude's selling like, stuffed gators, all sorts of shit. One guy comes up and he's particularly creepy, like, hey man. And he opens a fucking shoebox and there's a little baby gator in there. He's like, great gift for the kids. feed him whatever left on the table, throw some water on it, a couple of sausages. Madison calls over a few uniforms and tells him to bust this creep. Brock is given a TV interview and he starts showing off his gator calls. And the interviewer...
You think they arrested him or they just took him behind an alley and beat the shit out of him for a while?
I hope. Send a fucking message. All right. Yeah, so this TV interviewer, she's asking Dr. Brock, like, you know, do the gators communicate to each other? And he starts doing like, when they're in distress, they do this. When they want to mate, and I think the mating one is the funnier one, where I think it's like a.
Yeah, you can't be grunting like that on TV, dude. That shit is vulgar.
It's sexy though. God damn this.
Have you guys tried it yet?
This TV reporter. I just did it right now, and Sam's knocking at the door.
It worked.
Yeah, I'll have cut that out of the thing, but
I did it too, and a gator bit my leg off. So.
All right. Madison shows up to Kendall's. He's trying to get her to keep working the case. He sweetens the deal by saying, I'll buy you an iguana or something. Animal life means nothing in this, right? All animals are fucking pets.
Yeah.
They're just things.
Yeah. This movie drives home, like, one, you can treat any animal like shit, and two, people are just super willing to go into the sewer. Anybody.
All right. We start getting some real hardcore science here, okay? Because Kendall's making Madison look into a microscope. She's showing him some scans of the dog's brain. Now, this fucker's been bombarded with some sort of hormone, man. And the current theory is, if these dogs have been tested on and tossed into the sewers for years, there's no telling what Ramon has been exposed to. So Brock and some cops, they show up to an alley to investigate a possible sighting, and they find a giant gator shit in an alleyway. We see Ramon chilling in a suburban pool. Kendall and Madison, they show up to Slade Pharmaceutical, and they're questioning that dickhead scientist, and he's working on this giant calf. And he's like, Detective, there's a food shortage problem. So this logic makes sense, right? So you pump animals with hormones, make them super big, right? And then you eat those animals and you get more meat. But would you not have to increase food production for said giant creature when you could have just used that food production for human use? Am I the one that's wrong?
I guess if you get them to grow fast enough, you could feed them a normal diet and you just process them when they reach a certain weight.
So you're thinking that that's what their logic is. Maybe try to figure out where they have the same caloric intake.
Yeah, like...
But they're getting bigger.
To get a gator up to like half the size, you'd normally have to feed it this amount. But with this super drug, we can do that in 2 weeks, and like the increased food is still less than the lifetime of the animal.
But nobody eats gator.
Okay, anything. A cow, you know.
I saw what you were saying, Kron. You were just using the gator as the example.
Since it's such a pivotal part of this movie.
Right. But am I making sense in my logic, though, right? Like the thing of like, well, if we're going to make the cows bigger, we have to give them more corn. Mm-hmm. But we could just eat the corn. Like we could cut that whole thing out.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. At no point did anyone ever think a plant-based alternative might be a good idea. So.
Well, like Dan keeps saying, it was the 80s. We smoke cigarettes and eat steaks.
Yeah, they didn't.
Fuck out of here with your grass.
They didn't even think of like what is
still lighting up in hospitals.
What's the plant-based meat thing?
Impossible.
Yeah.
Beyond.
Yeah, that was not even a thought at this time.
All right, the doctor continues being flaky. He does hint that they did have one drug that they were working on, but it had a terrible contraindication in that it created an insatiable appetite in the test subjects. So after Kendall and Madison leave, this little fucking whiny doctor goes back up to Big Daddy Slade, makes one last complaint, and what do you know? Slade makes a phone call to the mayor, who makes a phone call to the chief, who has to fire fucking Madison. It's out of my hands, the chief says.
Assholes.
Is this at Slade's party? Like this whole scene? Doesn't he have like a little party at some point?
Not yet. Not yet. I know what you're talking about. This was like this is just a phone call.
Gotcha.
It's back in his office and he calls. So yeah, we've just seen Madison get fired. But before he walks out, he sneaks into the evidence locker and he grabs that tweaker's radio and some dynamite. Kendall and Madison, along with a city utility worker, they go down into the sewers. They split up. They start looking around. It doesn't take very long for Kendall to find a dead dog when she pulls a dog collar that was sticking out of some leaves. She goes to pull this thing, and the fucking dog falls out. She screams. That utility worker and Madison run over. They think they just found Ramon's home base. The city worker, he takes off. He's like, fuck that. I'm taking my vacation, man. At least in Florida, they keep him in the swamps. At the Slade mansion.
Not the anacondas, though. Or pythons.
No. Do they still have that problem?
I think so.
Yeah, I think they just like pop up on a golf course or something every now and again.
Yeah.
Who the fuck would want to live in Florida?
But that was human interaction, right? Like that was us. We brought all those giant fucking snakes up.
Oh, they threw them in the swamps and they fucking loved it.
Why did we bring them
dominated?
Up?
I think it wasn't a purposeful thing. I think that there was legit like a market where people were trying to sell these snakes, and it became like the urban legend became true that some people let some snakes that are not native to Florida out. And like Dan was saying, they just absolutely fucking dominated in the swamps. So I do believe that there's some non-native snakes that have been found in Florida and in other swamps.
What a fucking hellhole, dude.
Yeah, this world fucking sucks. There's a really interesting documentary. Who is the big Colombian drug guy?
Scarface?
No, he was Cuban.
Yeah, he was Cuban.
Who's the guy I'm thinking of?
Chapo?
It might have been Chapo.
I think he's Mexican.
No, sorry.
It's shit. What's his name?
And Devar.
Escobar.
Escobar.
Yeah.
I think Escobar had a fascination with hippos and had a bunch of hippos moved in onto his property. And I think now, like, there's a fucking hippo problem. They like got into the waters and they've mated. There's a really good like hour Nat Geo special on it, where they're trying to like kind of slowly they're trying to protect them, but also keep them from fucking up the rest of the ecosystem.
I was reading.
People fucking suck, man.
I was reading an article about the goalie for the Las Vegas Golden Knights, and I guess he just like filed for bankruptcy. So he like listed all this stuff, all his shit, and he has a poisonous snake farm in Roby, Missouri. Like, I was like, what the fuck? So apparently this guy would collect poisonous snakes and he would send them to Roby, Missouri over here.
So,
and it was like $100K.
So what you're getting at is now you own a bunch of poisonous snakes in Roby, Missouri?
And now I was like, where would this be? Because it's a very small town.
It's just a guy. It's like in a fucking house.
Yeah, he claimed like that was like $200K of his income or some shit.
Look for the person in Roby who's spending the most on electricity. That's who the fuck it is.
I was like, what the fuck?
Hey, man, those fucking heat lamps draw a lot of fucking power.
Well, and you got to leave them on like all day. I mean,
Yeah.
We know you're growing weed in there. Actually, I'm trying to keep this king cobra
It's so much
alive.
worse. It's so much worse.
come on in and fucking look then.
I wish it was weed, man.
My blood hasn't clotted for fucking 3 years now. Please help.
Can't stop fucking shaking.
All right. We're at the Slade mansion. This is kind of what you were talking about. They're getting ready for some sort of function. The mayor is there with Big Daddy Slade, and he's asking about, they're going on about a reward. They need to post a reward to try to capture this fucking thing. Mayor's like, I got to go to the city council. Slade's like, look, I'll take care of it. The one thing that you got to do is you got to make sure that this doesn't get traced back to us. And the mayor is an absolute idiot. And he's just like, oh, that's right. Because, like, if it gets back to you, and Slade, also an idiot, is like, yeah, this shit can't come back to us. We got, like, 3 fucking drugs that you know, we can't have anybody finding out about this. Turns out this function will be a wedding because Slade's daughter is about to marry that little dickhole fucking scientist, Arthur.
Arthur is my number one boy.
That's it.
It's so fucking creepy, dude.
Yeah. So Kendall comes back to Madison's place. Madison feeds his dog while Kendall calls her mom. She's telling her that she's going to be late. And then we see a costume party that's just hopping in the suburbs. Some little kids dressed as pirates. They're making a little cowboy walk the plank. They got a little blindfold on them, and they're using their little plastic swords. It's fun, right? They push him out. They go out to the pool. They force him on the diving board. And they basically make him walk off the edge. And what does he do? He walks right into fucking Ramon's mouth. Back at Madison's apartment, we find out that Kendall doesn't know how to dry her hair properly before putting on a fucking sweater. This bothered the shit out of me. I don't know why. And then Madison's like, hey, we're going to go out to dinner, right? But
Bones, are you putting your hair up in like on top in a fucking towel?
No, we have such giant bath sheets, right? Because like a standard towel is like not enough to dry my giant body. But that's too much towel to do like the head wrap.
Mm-hmm.
So I just dry the shit out of it. Sam knocks me constantly. She's like, that's not how you dry long hair. I'm like, well, it seems to be working for me. So
You're still here, aren't you?
yeah. No, I dry it and then I put it up in a little bun just in case. And I certainly don't just put on a sweatshirt while my hair is sopping wet. So
Hey, good move
look
on
like-
him. Because he's like, let's get laid now and then go to dinner.
oh yeah, exactly. He comes over, sits next to her. He's like, we're going to go to dinner, but I'm going to be all fucked up trying to eat. I'm going to be all nervous because I don't know if you're going to come back with me. So can you just tell me like now so we can enjoy our dinner? And her answer is just like Mac on him,
Well, you don't want to come home after eating a fucking steak and a bunch of fries and shit and then try to perform.
That's true. You might want, you want to know like, okay, well, if we're going to bone, maybe I want something light. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Then you're hungry afterwards.
I'm going to be hungry afterwards. Either way, buddy.
That's how many calories I'm putting out.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, Kron.
Or fucking ravenous afterwards, dude.
I am a fucking animal. All right. I am base instinct. Okay. I want some water. I want some crap in my stomach, and I'm going to bed.
I'm brushing my teeth, and then I'm going to get something to eat.
I did what I'm designed to do. All right. We see Brock coming out of a fucking liquor store, hands a six-pack over to a local gang. He's hired these guys to be his little guides, show him around the local area. I think he offers them like $10 a day each. And then one guy's like, I get 20. They all kind of laugh. Name this gang is the Zombies. It's pretty cool. We see Kelly and or Kendall and Madison. They're in bed.
The orphans.
You don't think the orphans can find a gator?
Show him the newspaper article.
We bop.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we see Madison and Kendall. They're in bed post-coitus, and Madison's filling her in after having filled her in about what led to his partner's death.
Nice.
Sad little story. Nice. He gets tricked by he got tricked by a roll of pennies, basically. Him and his partner were checking something out. Somebody got the drop on him. He thought they had a gun on him. Turned out to be a roll of pennies. They took his actual gun, and that was the gun that was used to shoot his partner. I froze. There's a heavy penalty in this life for fear. And the whole time he's fucking bearing his soul, Kendall's just fucking with this dude's hair. And he's like, listen, I'm struggling with male pattern baldness. Like, please don't bring it up ever again. Let's move on.
He's the one that brought it up.
It's pretty fucking obvious that she's like combing it and thinking to herself, like, is this going to get worse? Like, is this going to get better? Like,
would have been cool if the plugs thing that Dan mentioned was part of the plot and he just had like in Arrested Development with Tobias
blood coming out like scabs.
Yeah.
So he wipes it away.
Oh, fuck. One of my favorite bits. Why don't you go up and help your uncle with a bath? Don't make the water too hot. The scabs will fall right off. All right, we see Brock and this gang. They're just fucking pounding beers. We see Brock take multiple swigs of his whiskey on this hunt, man.
Host versus graft.
Yeah. They're checking out this alley. They got reports that somebody heard some heavy breathing. Sure enough, Ramon is just straight chilling in a pile of street trash. Brock convinces one of these zombies to follow him into the alley. Brock sees the shadow of the gator, follows him. As he approaches this big, giant trash pile, Ramon just straight jumps out and just starts chomping on Brock. The zombie guy leader comes around the corner, sees Brock he's in the... Ramon has Brock by like the torso, right? Like perpendicular, just swinging him back and forth. And Brock is yelling like, let me out, get me out, get me out. The zombie guy picks up the rifle. It seemed almost more like a shotgun. It was like a pump action rifle or something. Tries to shoot Ramon, but he's out of rounds. And these guys fucking split. And when I say split, these guys take off, man. They are Tom Cruising it when they're like, let's get the fuck out of here.
Oh, I love it too, because it's like he does try to shoot the gun, sees that it's out, and then he just says, all right, let's split. Like, It's like the most calm like delivery too for seeing someone being eaten by an alligator.
At the restaurant for dinner, Kendall and Madison are hanging out. They're having a good time. 2 uniformed cops come in. They say hello, and they tell Madison that Brock was just eaten. And this kind of shakes Madison up a little bit. Kendall tries to comfort him, but he's a little upset in a moment, and he basically is like, he pushes her away. She's like, I know how you must feel. And he's like, don't fucking presume too fast, huh? This kind of embarrasses Kendall. She gets up, drops some money on the table, and takes off. Madison's like, I think your mom's waiting on you. Next day, Madison wakes up from a nightmare and he heads to Kendall's mother's house. I don't know about you guys. The mother seemed a little much.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if I'd want to stick around. I might be... Kendall seems cool. Maybe I'm asking her to move, right? Let's not see your mom all the time.
I got my own place, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Kendall comes down. She's sort of smitten that Madison shows back up. She's like, you want to see my rock collection? They go back upstairs. They're laying on the bed, and he lays it all out. He's like, listen, you're the country's leading herpetologist. You have a wonderful mind, a doctorate degree, and beautiful tits. And then also, me as the viewer, I'm like, and this is all your fault, right? You fucking brought this baby gator home. He doesn't know that, but I really, me as the audience, I need her back on this case. She needs to get the redemption that she doesn't know she needs to fight for. All right. Kendall thinks that Ramon is following the canals east to try to get back to the river, or at the very least to try to work his way back into his home base. Their main worry is what is on the way, or what's in the way of his path, right? So we're now in this canal, and we got some patrol boats. They are, in fact, they've already spotted Ramon. I think there's 2 or 3 boats. We got SWAT guys with M16s, but these things are no match for fucking Ramon. He's just minding his own business. One SWAT guy tries to throw a grenade, but right as he pulls the pin, the pilot of this boat ramps over Ramon's back. All the cops fly out of the boat, and then the box of grenades explodes, thus the fucking boat exploding right as this thing lands on the bank. One of the cops
can take a M16 bullet.
No,
they got
few
thick ass skin.
A few.
I bet it could. I bet a 9mm would bounce right off.
Didn't you ever watch? What the fuck was that show?
Alligator.
Shoot the gators.
What? There's a whole show just about shooting alligators.
Yeah.
Is it like one of those trash Discovery reality shows where they
it's on Discovery.
Follow white trash swamp hunters?
Swamp people. Yeah. That's all they do. And I think they use the 22. But I think they hit them right between the eyes.
If I don't kill 12 damn gators today, bank's going to foreclose on my house. This is the 3rd week in a row Jebediah has not met his quota. To make matters worse, the fan boat won't even start.
And he paid
my fan boat won't start
for his tags this year.
Do they sell the gator meat? What's the profit here?
The skin.
They buy tags. They got to fill the tags. They also snake hunt and frog hunt and shit like that.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure there's that bullshit conservationist mentality of we gotta fucking, if we don't control the gators, they'll get out of hand. It's well,
they'll control us.
What do you think? Yeah.
Just like the lizard people.
You did put that golf course right fucking next to where the gators were naturally, right? Maybe the gators got out of hand because of all the fucking food waste that we just, I don't know, what the fuck, what, who cares? The fucking planet's fucked. I'm going to stop. We're so close to the end here. Okay.
Just give Florida to the gators at this point.
Okay.
Let them have it.
I don't know. Is Disney going to leave Florida, man?
I know they're talking about Texas right now.
Disney?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know. Texas seems just as shitty as fucking Florida.
Yeah, they can't stand conservative Florida, so they'll go to the liberal bastion of Texas.
Austin?
I don't know.
Texas will be blue.
Go somewhere.
15 years.
I don't know. I was going to say, anything with
we lose for that one?
nice year-round weather is probably shitty, and they're already in California, so.
I'm sure the biggest concern is how they're going to move Walt's cryo-frozen body.
How are they going to move that big ball?
Well,
they're going to roll Epcot fucking
famous Missourian
down the interstate?
That'll be a gator sanctuary.
Just roll them on some gators.
The Gator Dome.
You know, that's where Gatorade came from, right?
What?
Florida State.
Yeah. We'll have some trivia about that later.
All right. One of the cops that was thrown from the boat, he's scrambling. He's screaming, "Get me out of here." The other boat comes over. They try to help him get out of the water, but it's too late. Ramon gets this dude's legs. I'm almost positive that they just hired somebody who was without legs, so it really adds to the look there.
Mm-hmm. Good for them.
And they'll do that a few years later in The Thing, right? Didn't they hire a guy who was missing his arms for that famous shot?
Yes, they did.
All right. Madison and Kendall, they show up. One of the cops tells, kind of directs them where the gator was headed. Sure enough, this fucker's head towards Slade Mansion. And there is zero delay here, man. We got ourselves a fancy wedding reception. Slade is barbecuing and he's telling a story about Hickory. And it's a nice little touch to just have the mayor here annoying the shit out of him. He's like repeating every other word that Slade's saying. He's just a total kiss ass. So he's probably been next to Slade the whole fucking party. But with zero hesitation and not being remotely sneaky, Ramon just walks right into this fucking wedding reception. And guys, this is your price of admission right here. All right. He rushes into this crowd. He eats a maid. The guests in the wedding party start running in panic. The bride gets knocked into the pool. I think the bride and the groom were they were cutting the wedding cake right as this happened, because you get a quick shot of Arthur and he's got his mouth full of cake and icing all over his face and shit. Mm-hmm. Ramon's tail is just knocking people over, knocking them into the air. They're flying into tents. He starts flipping tables like a real housewife. The mayor and Slade, they're like, shit, we got to run to the limo. Slade gets in first and then locks the door, fucking keeps the mayor out. Ramon comes up, starts chewing the shit out of the mayor, and then destroys Slade's limo. So much so that the driver and he are crushed to death inside of the car. It's awesome. It's like great editing.
Yeah, it's just like a hollow shell whenever they find it later. It's great.
That driver is really interested in that gator.
Like, yeah, he would not start the car and leave.
I don't really want to leave yet. I want to see what this fucker's going to do.
Mm-hmm.
I get
Well,
it.
he went to a gator farm in Florida when he was a kid once.
Yeah.
He was like, I didn't get to see the fucking gator win that time.
Yeah.
I got half my money back, but
I'd trade all of Slade's money for one gator win.
Watch the mayor get chewed to shit.
By golly, I'm going to see it today.
Kendall and Madison, they show up at the mansion. They got to force their way in via gunpoint. One of the victims point them where Ramon headed off to. A storm drain. Like they thought, back to the sewer. Back in the city, Madison has a plan. He heads into the sewer with a backpack. He tells Kendall to meet him at a manhole. He's going to give himself 2 minutes. He spots Ramon in the sewer. He baits him with a few gunshots.
It's usually how that encounter goes, yeah.
What?
A manhole, 2 minutes.
Okay. Have you been going into the sewers, dude?
Are you working a case?
Yeah.
Are you picking up Kron's slack?
Have you been setting the stopwatch and getting down there?
Crocodiles, not alligators.
All right. Ramon gives chase. He's coming after Madison, but
it's a
Madison,
saltwater animal, Dan.
There's freshwater crocs, Kron. Or alligators. No, crocodiles.
Yeah.
Shit.
I think crocs are saltwater. Alligators are freshwater.
I think there is a crocodile that is freshwater.
What's his name?
Aren't the crocodiles
Wally.
in? He's a gator. Aren't the crocodiles in Australia? Wouldn't they be freshwater?
I thought.
Who gives a shit? One has a rounded nose. One has a square nose. One's native to America, and I don't give a shit about the rest of them because I'm American.
It's going to be in further research anyway, so we'll get there in a minute.
Dan, by the way, you sent us the link to Wally Gator. That was a cartoon from 1962.
You guys didn't watch that shit?
No, but whenever I was asking about like, I was thinking it was like around the time of Doug. No. So I wish I would have known like Hanna-Barbera. But as soon as I saw the picture, I was like, okay, I know what you're talking about. He's probably on the same time around like Magilla Gorilla.
Yep.
Yogi Bear.
Freshwater crocodile, also known as Australian freshwater crocodile.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got there.
They're in Australia.
We got there.
All right, send me my money.
It's like the opposite side of the world from us, so.
Still the world, Kron.
Whatever.
Still got a couple listeners there, and we love you.
All right, Madison. He's got to throw on a gas mask because he's in a methane pocket. He finds a ladder below a manhole. He starts hooking up that timer to that dynamite he grabbed from the evidence locker. Kind of straps
TNT. Dynamite.
Mm-hmm. He sets himself a 2-minute timer. And then for some reason is a little slow to set this thing. I think he's trying to sync his watch to the time. So, like, it'll start. But he also then really takes a little bit of time to crawl up the ladder. Ramon actually tail whips him once. He kind of gets flipped up, but eventually he gets up. He's up the ladder, but he can't get out of the manhole because some lady has stopped her car right on top of it. Kendall shows up, starts yelling at this lady, like, you got to move your car. She's arguing back like, I can't move. There's a garbage truck in front of me. Kendall's like, there's somebody under your car. The lady's like, what are you talking about? Well, Madison is underneath and he yells, asshole, move the fucking car. To which the lady in the car goes, what did he say? So she's admitting that she can hear a guy beneath her car, but refuses to move. Anyway.
Well, he is
Kendall
being
gets
very
in.
rude.
That's true. Yeah.
Saying those words.
He's on the clock. He can apologize after. Kendall eventually gets the car moved. Madison escapes with seconds to spare. Boom. The chief shows up. Madison threatens to lock him up with Kendall's mother.
Whoa.
Sorry. Madison and Kendall, they walk. They look down the sewer just as the manhole is closed. And we flip over. We see another baby gator flop its way into the sewer.
What?
That was Alligator from 1980.
And the perfect setup for Alligator 2, I'd assume.
You thinking that's the baby gator that he was that capitalist was trying to sell him at the park?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. Danimal, hit me with some facts.
Ramon, our animatronic alligator here that was used in a film, was later donated to Florida University in Gainesville, the Florida Gators. They used him as a team mascot. He made several appearances before games and during halftime. We mentioned Robert Forster improvising jokes about his hairline. He said the director was pretty cool that he let him do that and kept it in there.
Tail whip engaged.
Bryan Cranston worked on this film as a production assistant in the special effects department. When Forrester passed away, he said that he was friends with him from this movie. So,
oh shit! Yeah, he was in Breaking Bad.
Mm-hmm.
Who's he in Breaking Bad?
He's the vacuum repair guy.
Shit, that's right.
Yeah,
that's cool.
He shows up. He's in El Camino quite a bit.
The giant alligator's first victim in the film, the sewer worker named Edward Norton, is a homage to the 1955 movie The Honeymooners, in which 4 of the main characters, one of them is a sewer worker named Edward Norton.
Oh, we're gonna have to move all this honey.
Joe Dante was offered the job, but passed. The script was originally wrote to be set in Milwaukee, and the alligator got giant because all of the discarded beer from the beer factory was being pushed into the sewer. We should have went with that one. Yeah, that would have been pretty sweet.
I'd love to see the alternate Alligator Milwaukee take.
The basic premise of the film was inspired by the popular urban legend of the 1960s, with a mail order company which had advertised in comic books sold thousands of baby alligators to kids whose parents would often flush them down the family toilet. And although the film takes place in Chicago, Illinois, most of the license plates are from Missouri. The license plates of the family car returning from the Alligator farm in 1979 is Missouri. But it was all filmed in Los Angeles. And that's about it.
Right on.
Well, let me see if I got a budget here. I forgot. Released November 14th of 1980.
1.5, I think.
Does it have it on here? Yeah, budget of $1.5 million, but doesn't have a box office.
It did. I think it did surprisingly well.
Good enough to get a sequel.
Good, yeah, good enough to get a sequel, but I think it. I think it got some praise for being better than a lot of the other post-Jaws knockoffs. So, I haven't seen Orca. I've heard that Orca is actually pretty fun. Kron, is that one that you've been watching in your ramp up?
It's on a list that if I can get to, I'd like to watch it. I think it is. I think you can watch that one as of this record free on YouTube. So, for whatever that's worth. If I can find some Tarantino person in there, maybe I'll treat us to another creature feature.
Mm-hmm. Kron may or may not be having to do some horror movie research.
Yeah, Kron's been watching a lot of animal attack movies lately.
We'll let that out after you record it, and you've got a firm date on when that's coming out. Fellers, let's reveal ourselves. Let's we got to play our game. It's been a while. Holy shit.
It's time for America's favorite game. Mm-hmm. Gentlemen, at the time of our review for Alligator from 1980,
home of the freshwater gator,
the Letterboxd user rating is sitting at a 3.3.
It's time to play Chicago, Missouri's favorite game. It's Rate My Letterboxd.
Rate my box.
Take me up inside.
Hit it, Kron.
All right. I think this movie punches above. I'm going to give you guys both 3.5s.
All right. Kron, I'm going 3.0. And Bones, I'm going to go 3.0 as well.
Dan, 3.0. Kron, 3.5.
All right, guys. Alligator from 1980. I think Bones mentioned this while he was going through. This does feel like a perfect segue film between the 70s and 80s. Like, it still kind of has the slow burn mentality of a 70s film. Like, you kind of get a plot-heavy first half, and then the second half is a lot of fake alligator eating people. I think under normal circumstances, to me, this would be like a 3.0 kind of getting the job done movie, but I don't know, man. I just love all the people in this movie so much. Like, all the character actors that are in here have a very defined look, and they're all different, and they're all unique, and they look like real people. I don't know. It's just kind of like, I do think this normally would just be a 3, but for the amount of characters you get and the action on the back half is really, really good. Watching a big animatronic alligator eat people, it's fucking fun. And, you know, I don't know if I've walked away from this movie really with a lot of takeaways, but this is a fucking good time, man. I bet if you saw this at like a repertory screening, like, it would be a great time. It would fly right by. It's a 3.5 all day.
I did 2 viewings of Alligator plus Alligator 2. Alligator 2 is essentially Alligator. But this movie takes the time to explain everything. Like, you spend time with Kendall there. She explains, like, if it was living in a sewer, there's no way it could get that big, blah, blah, blah. They do the work. Like Kron says, great character actors in here. 1980s, they're not afraid to cast some older folks, man, from the 70s and shit. So that's always fun to see. Yeah, you get some good stuff here. I enjoyed it. I think I liked it a little better the second time I did watch it, so I was glad I did that. But yeah, I'm at a 3 on this one. I think it's fun. I had a good time.
This has the feeling of a first draft, but in a great way. Almost like, hey, take this idea of this urban legend, try to work back what would be the explanation for this, and an almost middle school sort of logic of, all right, it's like chemicals, and then it comes from like a pharmaceutical company. All right, well, what are they trying to do? And they just come with the way that they're able to sort of work backwards and then deliver a script that, like Dan said, takes its time, but has such momentum. It's naturalistic. Like, it has that like 70s feel of stuff takes time. Nobody's a super fast talker. You see people open doors and climb and walk, but I wouldn't call it a slow burn necessarily, because you start with a vicious like alligator kill. Like, they're smart. That's the title of the movie. We know what people are going to want. Stuff is peppered pretty quick. You see a few kills pretty fast. It doesn't take that long for you to see the alligator. They hold back quite a bit, but you get to enjoy the fact that somebody went through the effort to build a giant animatronic alligator, and the fun of like, all right, let's have him bust up through the sewers, right? Like, the breakaway of showing the kid getting the knife, the wedding and the mayor's interaction. There's like all this sweet little stuff that's peppered in, and I had a blast on both viewings. This baby's a 4.0.
Wow.
That'll be a 3.5.
That is correct. All right, guys. Alligator would have an average score from the three of us of a 3.5. This would currently be at number 26 on the big list. This would be right below Old Henry and right above Demons 2.
I don't know about that.
Yeah. Yeah. Kron, you ready for Rate My Letterbox scores?
I am indeed.
All right. I got a 2.0.
Rigged.
You got a 1. Dan got a 0.5.
Rigged.
All right, guys, at the end of this round, Bones leading the charge, 18 points. I'd be in second place with a 16.5, and Dan, third place with 16 points.
Anybody's game.
Still a lot to go in this round.
Still a lot. Got like 4 more categories. We'll be good. I had a lot of fun with Alligator, man. This was a pretty early pick for me. It was in my bank of movies. I'm pretty stoked. This was my last category, and I'm excited for what you guys have to bring. So we'll come back from the break. Dan, you will reveal your pick.
Yeah, I got it.
Anything else before we get out of here? I tried really hard to keep this a nice taut podcast.
No, I mean, just crash and burn.
Crash and burn.
Welcome back, everybody, to 5-Day Rentals. We just went through Alligator from 1980. Bones took us through. It was a wonderful time. Very stinky. Sewers. So I was glad to have that after shower.
Kron, that camel beat your ass.
It's a fucking big animal, dude.
Dude, it's wearing the belt.
I'd be so... I mean... To be
you got
fair,
spit on like 6 times.
Yeah, you took it like a man, but man,
you fight a camel and tell me how you
I
fare.
guess. Dan, make sure you scripted that I beat the camel. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
They're fucking huge.
I don't know. You were doing pretty good until you said, I'm going to hump that hump. And then
Yeah.
I took that shit personal.
Yeah, it threw me off the top of the hell of the cell. This is fucking crazy.
Epic match, though, dude.
That was the first match of the night, dude. Was a Hell in the Cell.
Yeah.
It was kind of
Only got
downhill
worse
after
from
that.
there.
Yeah.
At least we put on a good show. So
That you did, buddy.
That's true. You're still coming into work, though. No time off. All right, gentlemen. Bones brought us Cuties. Of course, actors before they worked with Quentin Tarantino. Alligator's Good Time. Robert Forster there. Jackie Brown. So we're going to jump around a little bit here. Bear with me. First off, we're going to go to...
what do you mean first off? Did you pick multiple movies?
No, I did not pick multiple movies, but there's a map to get to where I'm going. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride, Kron.
So it's a 12-film series that we're going to watch.
We're going to go to 2019's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Of course, Mr. Tarantino's 9th film. Great movie. The actor I have chosen for this is Mr. Clu Gallagher.
Gallagher?
Gallagher or Gallagher? I've heard it both ways.
Oh, it's Clu Gallagher.
I've heard Gallagher as well.
Bones?
But anyway.
I don't know.
Yes,
it's
no,
probably
I-
one that I've...
about.
Yeah. Who is he in Once Upon a Time?
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
Yeah.
He is the book salesman that Margot Robbie goes to before she goes to the movie. To watch her own
okay.
movie.
Yep. Okay.
But Clu is also, he plays Bert in The Return of the Living Dead. He is also in A Nightmare on Elm Street 2. And he's also been featured on a 5-Day Rentals Trancers episode as well.
Wow.
So, Bones, we're going to jump back to Supernova, where a certain director came in to save the day called Mr. Jack Schroeder. But in 1987, gentlemen, he directed a movie called The Hidden. And that's what we're going to watch. It's a little bit to get there, but we got there. I don't know where this is streaming or if it is, but I will send it to you, gentlemen. Because, of course, I'm prepared with a Blu-ray.
Wow.
Well, we want people to be able to watch this. It is streaming in all the usual places. Apple, Amazon, Google. Now, you will have to pay for the rental.
Bummer.
All right. When average law-abiding citizens suddenly turn to a life of hedonistic behavior and violent crime, Detective Tom Beck is tasked with helping young FBI agent Lloyd Gallagher determine the cause.
Is Clue Gallagher playing Lloyd Gallagher? Holy shit.
Dan, I think I would question the Gallagher. I think this is spelled in a way that it
Gulager?
Gulager or Gulager.
However, whichever.
Look up a YouTube interview. Look up a YouTube interview with him or something.
But yeah, guys, like I said, I've already got it over here, so I'll send it your way whenever we're ready. And but I think, what do we got coming down the pipe here?
Pike? Or did you say pipe because of sewers? Because we just did a sewer thing. I do the same thing, man. I say nip it in the butt constantly.
Bud?
I once worked with somebody who said, oh, he's going to have a canary at the thought of somebody being upset.
Coronary?
Not a coronary, a canary. Well, let's see.
It'd be freaky.
At time of this record, Thunder in Paradise episodes 8, 9, 10 is out there with the Penny Smasher. And as of this recording, we'll have a week off. We're going to get together. And in that weekend getaway that we call Buds, we will be covering what, Kron?
The one and only Big Trouble in Little China, one of the best movies ever made.
Finally. Mending the podcast.
You guys tried to outlaw it permanently from the pod, and
we were just trying to save it for a special occasion, bro.
People spoke up and they said, no, no, no.
Mm-hmm. We won by one vote.
We love the movie. We want to hear it covered.
1 by 1 vote. No idea when that'll come out. We'll try to cut that together soon. It might be a terrible recording. Who knows?
Sorry,
acoustics will be awful.
Hate democracy and need to point out that it won by
this
1.
Isn't a democracy. We live in a republic. Okay.
Bird.
Fuck off, dude.
You're getting your way, so shut up.
Yeah. Take
Finally.
the W.
Yeah.
It'll be a victory lap. Don't worry, listener. Oh,
we know.
Dan, I don't think we paid that camel enough. Should have beat his ass a little bit more.
Fucking after this conversation, yeah.
So there'll be a little bit of a pause. I don't know. We might drop that before. So the Cuties category might be split up a little bit. But we'll see. We've got some other stuff coming, but it's summer. We're going to enjoy it. I think we have 4 followers. So, sorry guys if we skip a week, but
it'll be fine.
Yeah. Who cares?
And Kron, your door is wide open for Cuties now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, now I know to rule out Clue Gallagher. So
yeah, Dan Dan went with somebody who had 4 lines in a Quentin Tarantino movie. But it counts.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
counts.
you think you did have a line. Hey, I got to work it how I'm supposed to work it, okay?
You do what you want to do, buddy. Did you already have this on a list and just work?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you say that already?
No, I've been trying to work it in and just nothing's come up, and I just happened to be clicking through and I was like, oh shit. It's like, that'll work. Plus I hear this is a fantastic movie, so.
Right on. Oh, we do have one thing coming up. I don't know anybody that might listen to this. They might be patrons of Best Little Whorehouse in Philly. As of this recording, we're going to be going on in a few days to just Bukkake Resident Evil 4, basically. We've tried to mitigate talking about it here on our show, but we're all sort of knee-deep in it. I think Greg's joining us, right?
Us, Greg, and George.
Yep. So that'll be on his Patreon feed, but yeah, check it out. One of the better Patreons out there. We've done some legal thriller episodes with him in the past. We're just helping George just fill out the content. Who better to just fill air than the 5DR boys?
Yeah, we're good at
You guys are going to be filling some more air with horror drafts as well.
That's true. Not sure when that'll be coming out, though. So, soonish. We're out there.
Yeah, we're all over the place right now.
Yeah. Tell other podcasts that you listen to, 5D Army will fucking fill a void. I'll come talk. I would love to go on another show and talk about like a good movie. I had a blast going and talking about Inception, The Batman, American Psycho. I've seen Gladiator 55 times.
Do you know that?
I'm pretty sure. That would be like my estimate. I've probably seen Gladiator definitely more than 50 times. I was walking the dogs the other day, and I don't know why. I was like, what movie have I seen the most? And I think it might be Gladiator.
Dan? What movie have you seen the most?
It's either There Will Be Blood or
Fight Club?
I think maybe Lebowski might be over.
That's a good one.
Fight Club. That's a good question, though. I'd have to look. Kron?
I think mine is Fight Club. I used to, in high school, I would just come home and throw that movie on. So, by osmosis, I've probably seen it the most amount of times. Either that or Black Roses, maybe. No, it's Fight Club.
All right. Next week, The Hidden with Clue Galuger.
Clue Galuger.
Clue Galuger?
Clue Galuger. Clue Blooger.
'Cause I took the unhidden. How's that? That's good, right?
Ooh, like that.
All right. Crash and burn.
You're my number one boy.
Give Florida to the Gators. I'm concerned with my ear hair. It's already to a point where I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah.